Hello, everyone. My name is Mary, and welcome to another edition of Getting to Know the Tarot, and You. And today we're getting to know the Strength card. So in this series, what I do is I take a look at a tarot card, talk a little bit about its meaning, its symbolism, then I'll look at other examples of the card and what they have to reveal, and then I'll look at a few ways that this card can be relevant to you in your everyday life. And today's card is the Strength card, so let's get right into it. I have here the Strength card from the Smith-Waite Centennial deck. So just a little bit about the meaning of this card. So the Strength card, as opposed to strength the way we usually think of it, like brute strength, muscle, being more, being more powerful, beating the other guy or the other side. That's not the strength we're talking about. What the Strength card is all about is claiming your innocence and purity. It's all about tapping into the deeper strength, the inner strength. The Strength card is all about, it leads you towards a deeper understanding that love is more powerful than destruction. It kind of helps us understand that the source of true strength is spirit, and spirit is infinite. Your true strength comes from your soul. It doesn't come from limited sources. It comes from deep within. It comes from the purity and the strength of your soul and your heart. And that is what the Strength card is leading us to. So let's take a look at some of the symbols in this card. So first and foremost, we have at the top this beautiful infinity loop. And so the infinity loop indicates eternity, indicates obviously infinity. So what it's leading us to is that the source of true strength is infinite. It's leading us to the everlasting divine flow of life. So what she has here is a strength that does not give up, a strength that never falters because it is divine. The next symbol I want to look at is the dress. So she's wearing a white dress, which indicates purity and innocence. So she hasn't gotten to this place of strength by sullying, by destruction or violence or darker things like this. She's come to this place of strength by sort of rediscovering her own innocence and her purity. Now the soul, that our everlasting divine soul is already pure and innocent. Already, deep down inside, we are already pure and innocent. And that is what the white dress indicates, is that she is unsullied. She is pure. She is powerful in her innocence. Now, of course, one of the most powerful and most interesting symbols on the card is the lion. And the lion has a couple of meanings. First of all, it symbolizes wildness and in a sense can indicate some aspects of life that are unpredictable, aspects of life that come at us kind of out of the blue. Another symbol of the lion is a potentially destructive power. So the lion here is a destructive animal. We know that the lion is, the king of the jungle. He's tops. And so his power is fierce. He has a fierce destructive power. And so also the lion symbolizes a strong enemy. So the wild lion symbolizes an enemy that has the power to overcome us, that has the power to knock us down, to beat us. And so what we have here is this innocent and pure woman who has tamed the destructive wild lion. Another symbol I wanted to draw your attention to is the mountain in the background. And the mountain symbolizes achievement or a goal. So what we have here is is the fact that the woman has overcome this wild lion sort of symbolizes her achievement, that she has accomplished something very, very great. Another aspect of the mountain that I want to draw your attention to is the fact that it is blue, and blue often symbolizes truth. So what we have here is a lofty goal. The lofty goal that she's trying to aim for is to tap into her true inner strength. And by doing so, she is recognizing the truth of who she is, the truth of the purity and of who she is deep down inside, the purity and innocence of her soul. Another symbol on the card that I want to point out is quite obvious in a couple of ways. First off, on her head, we have a crown of flowers. She also has a flower sort of garland around her waist, but this flower garland also extends down to the lion. And even though you can't see it very well, this flower garland is sort of like a leash, and it is what she's using to hold the lion, is this flower garland. And the flowers at her waist and her head symbolize beauty and purity and gentleness. So she's not using whips or chains or any destructive thing to subdue the lion. She is using the innocence of her soul, the purity of her heart, and the beauty and the gentleness that she has in her spirit. So these symbols together show us another, can expand on the meaning of this card. So to get a little bit deeper into the meaning, what we have here is a description or a picture of what true strength is. And true strength lies deep within. It is the strength of your heart. It is the strength of your soul. It is the strength of your spirit. A lot of times when we think of strength, we think of bodily endurance. We think of our intelligence and how well we do on an intelligence test, or who can get the answer fastest. And a lot of times we might think of strength in a very destructive kind of way, like the dog eat dog, I gotta get you before you get me sort of mentality. That strength is beating the enemy. It is conquering your foe. And true strength doesn't need to do that. She has not, beaten the lion down. She has not fought the lion. She has not hurt the lion, nor has she run away from the lion. So the strength we're talking about that she has used to subdue the lion is gentleness, peace, and divine strength. And this comes in infinite quantities. This is something that does not stop. This is something that she won't run out of. So she has purity of heart. She has divine strength in her soul, and she's realized this. She has achieved realization of the truth of her soul. And the power of her beautiful, innocent soul, and the power of your beautiful, innocent soul, is the kind of power of unity and not division. It's the power of peace, not destruction. It's the power of love and not fear or hatred. So this is the strength we're talking about. The strength that comes from the soul, the strength that comes from deep within, and the strength that comes from understanding that you have to face your enemy rather than fight the enemy. So what she's not doing is she's not fighting the lion. She's not running away from the lion. She's facing the lion. She's befriending the lion. And her strength is what allows her to do that. She has recognized the purity of her soul, the strength and the innocence of her heart. And this is the endless, eternal, infinite strength that she has tapped into that allows her to accomplish seemingly impossible feats as she seems to be doing here. So let's take a look at some other strength cards and see what they have to teach us. Now, I took a look, combed through the internet and found 6 that I really quite like. So the first one on the upper left is the Muse Tarot. And here, what I love about this one is that the lion is way out of proportion. You can see the lion is really much bigger than it would have been in real life. Also, what I love about this one is she's sitting on top of the lion. So it's not that she's befriended. She hasn't just befriended the lion. She has made the lion her ally. She is using the lion's strength. She has harnessed the lion's strength in the sense that she's being carried and supported by the lion. So a lot of times when we face our problems and our difficulties and the obstacles and the enemies of our lives, we're not just befriending them, we're not just facing them, but in doing so, those difficulties and those problems and those obstacles sort of become our strength. They become a part of our arsenal. They become something that makes us stronger and lifts us up. And that's what's happening here, is that the lion is lifting her up. Another thing I love about this card is that the sun is sort of like a halo around her head, just showing us that how pure and innocent she is. And she's not wearing white like the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. She's wearing red, which is a beautiful color symbolizing love and passion. So it's not like she's just mildly going about her life. The red symbolizes that she does have passion to live her life, and yet still she's able to tap into that purity, the purity and the strength and the beauty of her soul. The next one to the right of that one is from the Lost Tarot. And what I love about this one is that it looks like it looks like a real photo. It looks real. You can see that the animal here is not a lion, it is a wolf, but it looks real. It looks startlingly real. It looks terrifyingly real. It's got these big teeth and the tongue and the scary eyes, and it's just making this terrifying face. And there we see also next to this wolf, a woman who also looks real, and she is not hurting the wolf. She's not running away from the wolf. She is doing what the Strength card asks us to do, is to face our fears with love. And that's what she's doing. She's kissing the face of this very fierce wolf. Now, I would not recommend that if a wolf approaches you out in the wild, that you do what she's doing. This is a major arcana card, and the major arcana is all about the soul's journey. And the soul's journey is all about the lessons we learn inside. And so what she's doing here is facing her fears with love and tenderness. And the fact that this is what appears to be a real photo, a real thing happening, shows us exactly, it just really has a very sort of a visceral effect on us, because we can see exactly how fearsome that wolf is, and we can see exactly what she's doing is quite brave, and it takes a lot of strength to do what she's doing there. So what a beautiful and interesting card that is. You can really tell right away the meaning of the card. It's interesting that this is called Fortitude and not Strength, but the place in the major arcana is the same. Basically, it's the same thing. So the next one is the Strength card from the Luminous Tarot. And this one has a woman standing next to a lion, and there is a sunshine in the sky. But what I love most about this card is the confidence of the woman. This woman is standing with confidence. She is so confident that there's light emanating from her head. You can see these rays of light just shining out of her head. And even though there is a big old sun in the sky, the more bright, the more radiant light is not coming from the sun, it's coming from her. And I love that she is shining brighter than the sun. She has found her true strength. She has found the strength within, and she can face anything now because of that truth that she has found. Another thing I love about this card is that it shows the flower leash that she has. The same as the Rider-Waite-Smith that has a flower leash, but this one I think is much clearer. That you can actually see she's holding the leash, and the leash goes around the neck of the lion. So she has definitely subdued the lion with beauty and purity and love. And she's just beaming out confidence because of this accomplishment. Now, moving down to the second row, we have the Strength card from the Mystic Mondays Tarot. And in this card, there is no human. And so the human in the card is you. You're the human, and you are facing this animal. And instead of a lion, it's a beautiful white tiger, which has just a very striking look to it. So the tiger could symbolize one of two things. So it's up to you to interpret however you want to. The tiger could symbolize your enemy. So the tiger is coming at you like a fierce, wild, fearsome thing, like your enemy, like whatever it is you're afraid of. And the question is, how are you going to meet your enemy? Are you going to face your enemy? Are you going to run away from it? Are you going to look away? How are you ready? Are you ready to face your enemy? And how are you going to face your enemy? Or the tiger could symbolize your own inner strength coming to your rescue. So it's sort of a symbol to call upon or to remember that deep and beautiful, pure inner strength of your soul, of your heart, and to remember that it's always there to help you, that it's always there to assist you to overcome everything, that you don't need to run away, you don't need to figure things out. Your inner strength will come to your rescue. So I love that this card has a couple of ways of interpreting it. The next one to the right of that one is not from a deck, because I don't think this person has made a tarot deck. This is an art piece by Stacey. What I love most, the first thing I notice about this card, even though it's so the first thing I notice about the card is not my favorite element, but it's always the first thing I notice, and it's the infinity loop, which I don't think happens to occur on every strength card. Not every strength card has that infinity loop, but this one does. It's just a little infinity loop right above her head, and it just shows us that this is that she has an infinite supply of this strength at her fingertips. But what I love most about this card is how otherworldly it looks. Even though there is a woman with a wild animal, just the same way as there is a woman with a wild animal on the first three cards we looked at, the first three on the top row, the top row ones look similar to real life. Even if the first one has a lion that's way out of proportion, it's still a lion. We still recognize it from our real life, life on Earth. But this one, even though it's a lion, it looks like from another universe. There's some weird markings on its face. The whole thing has an otherworldly, supernatural sort of feeling to it, which I really love. And it sort of reminds us that strength doesn't come from the world as we know it. You can't develop true strength by going to the gym. You can develop your muscles by going to the gym, but your true inner strength can't be, you can't add to it by doing any physical world thing. It is a supernatural thing. It is a divine thing. So this strength comes from somewhere else, somewhere better, somewhere higher up. So the otherworldly aspect of that card really helps drive that home. The other thing I love about this card, I absolutely love, is the woman's face. So she has obviously overcome her fear. She has faced her lion. Her lion is now laying down peacefully. She is not in any danger. But the thing I love most is the look on her face. It is just beaming with peace and love. And it's just the expression that is so, it's just so beautiful. Even though most of the card is filled up by either the lion or just the dark background space, and the woman's face is not a very large part of the card, that look that she's giving, this peaceful, loving look, I think dominates the card. You can just see how peaceful and loving she is, how lovingly confident she is, how grateful she is to have found this inner strength, this divine inner strength. And the last one to the right of that one is from the Flow Tarot, and the Flow Tarot utilizes water images. Water images, and water animals that live in water or near water. So the whole deck sort of centers around water. And this strength card also has the keyword, the quiet power, which is absolutely true. The power that the strength card is asking you to find is a quiet power. It's not the obvious power or the loud power or the destructive power. It's the quiet power. So here on this card, we have the water, which symbolizes the peaceful, divine, endless flow of divine love, your soul's life force energy that is your true strength. So the water is what your true strength is, this divine flow, this soul's energy. And the rock symbolizes the enemy, this very fearsome, seemingly, impossible to overcome enemy. But over time, the water has changed the rock. The water has cut out and carved out this magnificent cavern from this rock. So the water has definitely overcome the rock. And so it has this meaning beautifully portrayed in a very different way than any of those other strength cards. But what this one gives us is a little something extra. So even though all of the other strength cards show us how inner strength can overcome your obstacles, can overcome your fears, this one shows us a little something different. That not only does it take this peaceful inner strength, but it takes a consistent flow of that inner strength. That the water can't do this overnight. The water can only carve out the rock when it's flowing consistently, when it's flowing over time. So it reminds us that our inner strength needs us to pay attention to it and to call upon it over time. That over time, it doesn't happen, like the way a fight happens, where the guy gives the knockout punch and it's over. It's like, that's not how true strength works. It's not a one and done sort of deal. You must tap into it consistently. You must know that you have this inner strength inside you all the time. It takes a consistent application of this strength to your life for it to make a change and to carve out your life and to change the shape of your life. So these 6 strength cards show us each something different, but let's move on to the relevance of the strength energy in your real life. So how is the strength card relevant to your real life? How can you incorporate strength energy in your everyday life? And so I'm going to leave these cards up on the screen as I talk about these. I have three ways that you can incorporate strength energy into your life. And the first way is that the strength card helps us to remember where our true strength lies. Divine inner strength comes from your heart and your soul. It doesn't come from all these other places. It doesn't come from these limited sources. It doesn't come from your money. It doesn't come from your job or how much what your title is, or how many people you manage, or how much power you have in the government or in your society, or how much sway you have. It doesn't come from your looks. It doesn't come from any of these limited sources, because your money, your looks, your job, all of those things are limited. All of those things will come to an end. True strength comes from the limitless source that is God, the limitless source of your own soul, which is God, which is divinity itself. So as you go through life, certainly these limited things, your money, your looks, your personal power, your intelligence, your talents and skills, all of those things can bring you, can bring you things. They can bring you money. They can bring you experiences. They can give you gifts. But the true inner strength that this major arcana card is trying to teach us about comes from the limitless source of God within. And this is the source of strength. This is the strength you're going to need to face the really scary things in your life, the things that your money can't solve, the things that your looks can't solve, those scary parts of your inner shadow that, even your personal power, that how much sway and influence you have in the world. Even your personal power can't solve these problems. These fearsome, scary things that sometimes haunt us inside. The only thing you have to overcome those scary things is your true inner strength, which is limitless. It is pure. Comes from gentleness and love. So the second way we can incorporate strength energy into our lives is this card helps us remember that we overcome our fears, not by beating them down, but by facing them with acceptance and peace. So the strength card, the person in the strength card has not run away from the lion. That person hasn't fought the lion. The person is facing the lion. Nor does the person even have to figure out the lion or solve the problem. All she's doing is facing the lion armed only with her inner strength. And when you face your fears with your inner strength, that's when you overcome. So what the strength card wants us to do throughout our day, throughout your day, when those fears pop up, when your obstacles pop up, yes, go ahead and solve your problems, or if something terrible is truly happening to you, go ahead and run away, find safety. But what we're talking about is soul's growth. The soul's growth happens when you can face your inner demons, your inner fears with love and acceptance. And you have to face them. You have to look those fears in the eye. And as soon as you do that, those fears, they melt away. They're not as fearsome. They're not as troublesome. And they'll become your ally because you faced them. So the second way we incorporate strength energy is by facing our fears rather than figuring them out or running away from them. And the third way we incorporate strength energy into our everyday life is by remembering who we really are. So the strength card wants us to really get to the core of who are you? You are not your body. You are not your job. You are not your relationship. You are not your YouTube channel or your place in society. You're not your clothes. You're not your talents. You're not your achievements. You are something so much more than any of that. You are more than all of that. You are something divine, something pure and beautiful. You are a divine being, made of the innocent and pure substance of God, and so is everyone else. And that is what the strength card wants us to remember, because in remembering that, that's when you are able to tune into your true inner strength and overcome the terrors of your life, no matter what they may be. So those are the three ways that the strength card is relevant to your everyday life. I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that you can remember your true inner strength every day. I always end each video with a prayer, so My prayer for you, my prayer for me, and my prayer for all of us is that we remember, we truly remember every single day of our lives where our inner strength truly lies. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.